Yung puhunan mo is yung skill mo talaga. You need to make it work through effort, through grit, through research, combining those three without capital, without much support at the start of the business.
So, ayun, thank you for taking this interview.
Yes. Thank you rin.
Ayun, first is, could you please introduce yourself and your role sa, how do you pronounce it? Staple?
Staple po.
Staple.
Kumbaga, para malaman ng lahat, I'm Joshua Joy M. Cruzy, CEO of Staple. And essentially, Staple, ang startup company namin, me and my friends from college pa, na ngayon full-time na namin.
Alright. So, could you please tell us more about Staple and what it does and how the company started?
Essentially, Staple is nagbunga yan sa concept na parang staple foods. Parang yung parang concept na staple food yung rice. Gusto namin, yung ginagawa namin sa Staple is maging staple software sa kung saan sang industry. Nagsimula kami sa agriculture, lumipat kami sa medical, vets, tapos lumipat rin kami sa mga business side, like mga niche market. So, ang core kasi namin is we want to create different softwares for everyone to use. So, yeah, that's how Staple comes to be. And before rin kasi, we really love competing. Like, nung second year college pa lang kami, kakatapos lang ng pandemic. So, after pandemic, diba, nasa bahay lang. Parang me and my friends, tara, compete tayo kung saan kasi nainis kami na puro bahay lang, tapos school, hindi ma-enjoy kasi hybrid. So, doon nagsimula ang si Staple talaga. Like, yeah, essentially, nagsimula siya for competitions, and then, pinaka-first competition kasi namin, pumunta kami sa BSU, and nanalo kami. Fortunately, nanalo kami, and then, na-recognize nila, adunas yung potential, and then, pinasok lang kami sa program ng incubation. That where it all started, kumbaga. So, kami as mga makukulit na college student, tara, try natin kung saan mapupunta. Nagsimula kami like 3 lang kami. Nag-grow kami into 6. Ngayon, 4 na lang. So, matagal na yung journey namin. But, essentially, hindi nag-give up sa amin si Adonis na kaya kami andito ngayon. Nagawa na namin ito na full-time and buhay kami, revenue generating kami ngayon sa startup namin.
That competition, what was it about?
It's DICT Philippine Pitch Challenge, Philippine Startup Pitch Challenge. I think it's the 7th ata yun, 3rd place, if I remember it correctly. Yeah, yun ang pinakaunang competition na nakalabas kami sa school, budgeted by the ComSci department, and yeah, yun ang pinakauna.
And the system was different to AgriCrafts or?
Same. Kumbaga, si AgriCrafts pinasok namin doon. Wala pang demo, walang MVP, just the pure idea itself. Yeah.
Alright. So,
okay. So, proceed lang tayo sa next segment about founder's journey and motivation. Yung ilan na banggit mo na sabi sa pagkakakwento niyo, sir. So, dito, ano yung inspiration ninyo para ma-start yung Staple? And meron bang particular problem or aha moment or lightning bulb moment na nag-spark sa idea?
Ni Staple po?
Opo.
Essentially, si Staple kasi, like, before, college students kami, lahat kami course ComSci, way back yung founding members is lahat kami ComSci, magkakaklase. And pangarap namin is maging AI engineers in the future. So, we want to create software bounded by AI and other revolutionary na publish na Google, AWS na latest technologies. We want to learn that. So, that's why rin na, sige, Staple tayo. Kasi, kung AgriCrafts MD, makukulong lang kami dito sa agriculture. But, on our heart, we want to develop, we want to create softwares na nakakatulong sa tao mismo. Kasi if normal na corporate job 8 to 5, hindi ko makikita effect ng ginagawa ko on the real world application itself eh. Kumbaga, I really want to keep in touch with the problem itself para makita namin yung progress namin as a person and mag-grow kami. Essentially, yun ang pinaka-pangarap namin before. Din nagsimula.
Okay, sir. So, in relation dun sa background ninyo, paano nakatulong yung background ninyo and yung education sa pag-shape ng journey ninyo bilang tech startup founder po?
As computer science, right? Sa role ko, medyo hindi nakatulong.
Okay.
Like, as a CEO. So, ayun, kailangan ko kumausap ng tao, talk to people, network. Before, I'm very introverted person. Like, hindi mo ako magagalaw. Tahimik lang ako sa isang gilid. So, I'm that kind of person na gusto ko lang mag-code. Harap lang ako laptops. Pero mahilig ako mag-hackathons, competition na isa yung code ko. So, yung background ko is Comsci. Dun ako gumaling. Like, I know the process of how to develop softwares. Alam ko yung pain points ng aking developers, lalo na hinahandle ko sila. So, ang masasabi ko lang, if meron kami bagong kliyente, I know na kung paano ko i-defend yung mga developers ko based kung ano gusto ng kliyente, kung ano gusto ng functionalities, timeline, mga services na kailangan namin i-provide. So, doon nakatulong yung pagiging Comsci ko. But on the business side, si Adenes naman nakatulong na. Like, pinasok kami sa incubation, tinuruan kami gumawa business model canvassing, ideation, lahat sila nagturo sa amin ng business side. And meron kami mga mentors na nilalapitan namin hanggang ngayon para tulungan kami sa, for example, legal, SEC, BAR, things like that para ma-run properly yung company. So, yan.
Okay, so thank you, sir. Next question po. Sa mga early days or years ng Staple, ano kaya yung ilan sa mga biggest challenges na hinarap ninyo kung meron man?
Wait lang
Ano lang ako. Trip to the memory lane. Wait lang, meron, yeah. Pero ano sasabihin ko? Wait lang medyo marami. Maybe, yung pinaka nahirapan kami, one is time management. Like, medyo conflict yung school. Like, yung mga classes namin versus sa mga kailangan namin tapusin kay Staple. Kasi, for example, thesis namin. Gusto namin ipasok yung si Aircraft Assembly, si Staple mismo as thesis para dumali na at mag-grow pa yung ginagawa ng product. But the teacher's professor said na hindi pwede yan kasi ang layo nyo na. So, ginawa nila, ayun yung time na 6 pa kami. Pinaghiwalay kaming 6 na yun sa iba-ibang grupo gumawa ng thesis from scratch. So, things like that yung mga conflicts namin before. Medyo mahirap, yes. Pero, it's just lang na ganun eh.
So yung Staple was born on what year during college?
Born through na legal na
or yung sabi mo kasi is, diba? Yung common challenge mo on this startup was parang to meet the deadlines or to yung iba mo pang responsibility in school. So, ibig sabihin, it was born during your college years?
Yes. Di ko na maalala kung kailan na-born yung company mismo. Walang date.
Like 3rd year or 4th year in college?
Maybe third year. Third year. Basta yun naman sabi yung 3rd year.
So, hindi pa kayo nagtithesis noon?
Hindi pa. Hindi pa talaga. Ang naalala ko lang na doon kami sa room na yun. Kabilang room. Tapos may unan ako. Sabi ko, ewan ko kung ba't ako may unan doon. Doon namin nakuha yung pangalan ng Staple. Yun ang naalala ko kung saan namin nakuha yung Staple na yan.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. May mga moments ba na you doubted yung idea or yourself?
Of course.
Paano nyo
Of
i-handle yun?
course. Essentially, ito yung magandang kwento talaga, guys. Yung conflict is, syempre, lahat naman kami before is student. So, yung pinaka main conflict namin is members talaga. Like, yung mindset pa namin is hindi namin to pursue after college. Things like that na naging anim kami on the peak, tapos lahat kami gumagawa, sumasali ko sa competition. Tapos naging 2 kami. Yung 2 yun is ako, pati yung co-founder ko na yung nag-stick from the start. 2 lang kami natira by that time. And sabi ko sa kanya, pre, kung napapahinaan na ako kasi 2 na lang tayo, paano natin gagawin to? Marami tayong nakaplano. Kaya pa ba natin? Ako yung nanghihina that time kasi di ko nakikita in the 5 years, 2 years, or 7 years na nandun ako, CEO, founder ako na kaya namin lumaban on that field. So, ayun, na-open up ko sa kanya. Tapos, encourage niya lang ako na sabi niya sa akin na ito yung word per word. Pre, pag umalis ka, alis ako. Tapos ako naman binatuhan ko siya, sige. Sabi ko naman, yun yung sabi ko sa kanya, pag umalis ka, alis rin ako kasi kami lang talaga yung naglilin to each other talaga. Kapag mahina ako, sa kanya ako naglilin. Pag mahina siya, sa kanya siya naglilin. So, thankful ako na meron ako ganong co-founder na nahanap. It's really important to find the perfect co-founder for the startup talaga. And yung mga conflicts dahil hindi yung mga iba namin kasama, hanggang competition lang, ayaw seryosohin, hindi gusto yung ginagawa, like, gusto lang code, ayaw lumabas, ayaw talagang to step up their game para gawin tong totoo. So, things like that, yun conflict namin kasi by that time, estudyante pa kami. So, yeah, ayun, it's really nice. It's really a nice story.
Okay. So, paano nyo naman minamanage yung, let's say, mga financial constraints nung nag-start pa kayo?
Nung nag-start pa kami. Wala kaming pera. Wala kaming pera.
Paano nyo siya i-handle?
Well, nananalo kami competition, yes. Yung mga napanalunan namin, like, hindi nga umabot 30K lahat yun eh. In-stretch namin yun for couple of months talaga for logistics, kung meron mga booths, tapos kung kaya, kami na lang gagawa eh. Hindi naman namin kailangan ng malaking capital, honestly, kasi may mga sariling gamit kami. But yung mga expenses namin, operational costs, leaning talaga sa mga services like Google, AWS. So, yun talaga yung cost na ginagastusan namin na we are keeping it at bare minimum talaga. So, hindi kami palagastos. Meron kaming day jobs before. Yung day jobs namin for me, AI engineer ako sa isang company. Tapos meron akong parang naging PM ako dito sa Singapore. So, things like that para meron akong pang gastos on my daily life kasi, yeah, after college, din na ako inaano ng magulang. Like, wala nang allowance. Ayan. So, kailangan mabuhay na mag-isa. Okay.
So, may part ba doon na parang kayo muna talaga nag-shoulder out on your personal pockets para for staple?
I think hindi namin
hindi naman umabot sa ganoon.
Hindi kami gumawa niyan. Particularly kasi kaya namin maghanap ng super mura. Like, kunyari, mga website domain, 100 pesos lang. So, hindi siya masakit sa bulsa. So, we're trying to figure out a way na super babad ng mga cost namin. Meron naman times na, kunyari, AWS, may libre. Kukunin na namin agad yun. So, we're trying to figure out ways to lessen our cost talaga. So, kasi, medyo, kami, like, mahirap buhay dati. Like, may day job, tapos ako, may mga kapatid. So, kailangan tumulong sa, family. So, yeah, kailangan talagang less cost.
Okay. So, Thank you.
Let's go to the yung part ng about innovation and technology. Before you mentioned about the AgriCraps MD, di ba? So yung idea na yun, about your flagship product, how did it evolve from concept to prototype?
May link ako dito. Publish na siya, kaya gusto ko rin pakita sa inyo, guys. So, before, para makwento ko na rin hanggang hinahanap ko, before kasi is a concept na nasa ano lang siya, nasa mobile phone siya na uploads, na nasa Google tsaka App Store. And then, ang main concept niya, pag pinicturean mo yung crop, malalaman mo na yung sakit niya. And then, malalaman mo na next steps mo, gagawin mo para ma-fix yung sakit, para ma-less cost, para hindi masayang yung mga ani. Ayun, nakita na.
Are you interested sa agris? Paano nabuo yung idea ng agriculture?
Actually, maraming projects before si Adamson na napili lang namin yung agriculture kasi meron kami mga higher years dati na tinuturuan kami. Ayun rin yung project na agri, na-influence kami. So, yeah, that's a really the start kasi may maliit community dito sa Adamson. So, tulungan lang rin. So, tulungan kami, pinakita sa amin yung concept nila. Tapos, di naman namin kinabi 1:1. Like, lang namin, what if mag-agri rin tayo? Kasi, may nasimulan na sila. Why not, let's grow it further? Tignan natin kung saan mapupunta. And then, before, nasa up lang siya, picture, makuha mo na yung sakit niya. Ngayon is, wait lang malaking naging influence kasi ng mga ChatGPT, pati mga LM structures ngayon. So, gusto ko pakita sa inyo na, eto. Wait lang, paano ito? Ayun. Isa siyang chatbot talaga, AgriCraps. Ito yung naging itsura niya ngayon. So, pwede kang magtanong talaga sa kanya ng kahit ano. And sasagot talaga siya. Wait lang. Up ba yung server?
So, parang siyang ChatGPT.
Yes, na
Mag-a-ask ka rin.
na super siya. Only agriculture related lang yung sasagot niya. Kapag outside ka sa agriculture, hindi kanya nasasagutin. Like, I'm sorry, this is my capabilities. Yun! Yun. Ano lang, medyo siya. Pagtanong ako, who are you? I'm Agri-MD, your go-to chat. But ay yung template namin. So, how to plant tomatoes and how much revenue can I get in a 5 hectare of tomato field? Ayusin pa to. So, yan. Magbibigay siya ng very concrete. Tapos, revenue potentials, climate. Yes, kompleto na siya. Mabilis pa.
That's nice. And then, sabi mo, that it has also parang photo. You can take the photo rin. And then,
Yes, photo and planning. For now, wala pa yung photo dito sa deployed. Dati nandyan siya. Tiyanggal lang namin kasi costly. Wala naman masyadong gumagamit ng photo as for now. Pero we're trying to bring out the cost. So, ayun, things that we do for lessen the cost para makamura.
Okay, so you mentioned, di ba, parang it was inspired by or parang influenced by ChatGPT and other.
Yes.
So, what makes your technology unique compared to those technologies, to those apps?
For now, yung chatbot is ito yung parang bread and butter namin. Dito kami nagsimula. Meron pa kami nakapila dyan ng next stages. So, we're working on the very next stage. Yung edge naman nito is yung idea na we want to polish the planning side of farms. Kumbaga, yung pinramp ko kanina, tomato, gusto ko mag-plant ng tomato in this field na meron ako 5 hectares. Ngayon, we plan na how do you call this? Na gumamit ng agri-meteorology to get the proper datas para accurately predict for the next cycle or for example 3 months na ito yung cost gagastusin mo para sa tomatoes na to, capital, ano magiging potential revenue after the cycle, ano net loss or net positive ka ba, para ma-prepare yung farmer kung ano yung kailangan ko i-plant for this season. Kumbaga, yung market itself, you want to get the data para hindi buwabangga, like hindi overpopulated yung tomato. Populated ba? Hindi. Para hindi sumusobra yung mga tomatoes, maging tama lang yung distribution on the particular na city or lugar na kung nasa yung app namin. So, para hindi magbahal rin yung tomato, hindi rin costly. So, we want to keep things balanced talaga. And lahat makakaroon ng net positive sa business nila. So yes, ayun yung we're planning to do next na that will make this unique.
Okay, with regards to AI tools, so how do you ensure that your AI tools remain accessible and useful for farmers and local communities?
What do you mean accessible?
Like yung benefits ng AI with regards to agriculture.
Yeah. Yung nagkaroon nga kami problema dyan eh. Like, meron ibang farmers, like, funnily speaking, yung idea nila sa AI is parang yung mga nasa movies, yung mga sasakupin ka ng AI for in the future. So, it's a problem na we need to solve. Natatawa kami nung nalaman, pero naiinis kami kasi paano namin na-explain. So, there are still people on the rural areas that close-minded pa talaga sa AI. So, that's a fact na that's a thing na kailangan namin i-solve. Kaya nag-focus kami ngayon sa mga urban farms sa cities.
And they are
more open. And then, mga researchers, for example, sa UPLB. So, doon namin din-apply si AgriCrops na yung ginagamit.
Thank you. So, you mentioned about you're being supported by Adamson
Yes.
Adonest. So what role does research or collaboration with universities play in your innovation process?
For example, Adonest, kaya ko sabihin sa kanila is tinulungan nila kami to get our feet out there. Network. Tinulungan kami sa network, knowledge about business side of things. Tinulungan kami i-feel yun kasi kamusay kami. We don't really know much about business, essentially. And mga frameworks, concepts, ideas na kung saan pwedeng papunta tong company namin. So, that's what they give us. Also, may competition na fully funded by Adamson. Pumunta kami Indonesia. Fully funded by Adamson, wala kami inisip. So, yeah, things like that para ma-expose kami, mapunta kung saan-saan. So, we're really thankful for them. And through Adonest, network sa Adonest, doon namin nakilala si UPLB Cebol. Doon naman namin nakukuha yung knowledge about sa plants, nakakausap naman agriculture researchers kasi wala dito sa Adamson nun eh. Yun ang kailangan namin para i-pursue si AgriCrops. Yun nakuha na namin ngayon. Meron na kami knowledge, equipped na kami ng well-knowledge. So, ayun. So, we're planning to take our next steps very more carefully. So, yeah.
Okay.
Ganun sila nakatulong.
Yung second question.
Since nabanggit na rin naman yung sa Adonest and UPL Cebol and nabanggit mo na rin yung sa may part nung paano nagsimula yung partnership. So, can you tell us more sa what kind of support yung nakukuha nyo from those incubation programs? Maliban dun sa nabanggit mo na business side of things.
Essentially, ayun lang talaga. Yun lang talaga.
Something meron din.
Wala eh.
So, networks and business.
Yes. Ba, sponsorship. Yes.
Sponsorships. Okay, that's nice. So, proceed lang sa next question. So, ngayon ba, parang naghahanap kayo ng mga iba pang tao
To hire.
to hire or mga ganun ba? So, if naghahanap kayo, how do you find and attract talented people para sumali sa
And
Staple?
sa yeah, yung dati kasi like 1 month ago, 3 lang kami. Tapos nag-hire kami ng isa, yun yung tropa. Yung the way we hire people talaga is hindi, ayaw namin mag-job sila. Ayaw namin kasi hindi namin kakilala. Yung tingin namin is if we want to hire and we want to add person in this team, kailangan namin sila, one, there's a trust between whoever inside the team na mismo. Mahalaga yun sa amin, trust na yun. Kasi mas mapapanatag na loob ko na, kung nagtiwala si Israel, co-founder ko dito, hindi magtitiwala ko sa kanya na kaya natin to. So, yung trust kasi yung pinakamahalagang ginagawa namin ngayon. Kasi nga, mahirap talaga yung ginagawa natin. So, sabi ko sa nila, kailangan natin may trust. Yung medyo, makulit rin. Gusto namin makulit kasi kapag hindi namin nakakakulitan, like, hindi namin ma-pursue yung relationship as magtatropa na kaya namin lumabas, laro-laro, coffee on the middle of the night. Kung hindi namin makaya yun, at puro professional lang, mababurnout tong tao na to kasi sa dami namin ginagawa, baka umalis siya. So we want to, gusto rin namin siya matulungan ng close relationship. And then third, yung hanap namin is, honestly, mataas na skill set. Like, skill set on coding, leadership and communication. Kasi at this point, wala pa kami sa point na kaya namin magturo from, for example, interns. Wala pa kami doon. Di pa namin kaya magturo from the ground up. So, we want na lang, yung maalam na talaga para matulungan na kami agad. Kasi, dami-daming nasa backlogs. Yeah.
Okay. Sige, thank you. Very interesting insight. Ano yung mga strategies or habits na nakatulong sa inyo para mapag-grow palalo itong Staple despite pagkakaroon ng mga limited resources?
Maybe mag-grow. Wait lang, isip.
Strategies,
It's
process and habits.
It's more on, for me, kaya nag-grow si Staple. Kasi ako yung the kind of person na natutunan ko na maging extrovert. Pumunta na ako sa lahat ng events na merong posible. I talk to people, kwentuhan, problema niyo, baka matulungan namin kayo. So, parang yung market ko na rin si Staple as a dev shop na pwede niyo kami hire para gawin namin app niyo. And then, people say yes, people say no. Most of the time, nasa no. Pero, meron kami napapa-yes. Yan yung mahalaga sa amin. So, yeah, dun kami nagka-revenue. That's the way we're doing things right now. And yes, dun talaga kami nag-grow kasi to find clients na alam na namin yung kaya namin. Like, we know all of us can code well, can do well, can deploy, can provide a software. Yun ang nile-leverage namin na skill set para magka-kliyente ngayon.
So, parang more on exposure talaga.
Exposure.
Alright. So, let's go to business model and market strategy. So, aside from yung farmers dun sa AgriCrafts, who are your other target clients or users?
Aside kay AgriCrafts, meron kami 2 projects before. Hindi siya nag-boom. Yung one project is about what do you call that? Nutrition siya. Nakalimutan ko na. Kami ko yung title naman niya is Essential for Nutritionists and mga para tracker ng kinakain mo. And then, ngayon, nag-evolve na siya into something like for gym, from gym coach to use para sa kliyente nila. So, meron kaming ganung product dati na for gym enthusiast. And meron rin kami isa pa. Ay, hindi. Yun lang sasabihin ko kasi okay yun eh. Yung isa, di pa sure. I just keep that to myself muna.
So, I think dapat na kapiyawan mo dito kanina. So, how does Staple generate revenue?
Yeah, by being a dev shop. So, actually, I've met couple of dev shops na may startup rin. So, for example, Carl Medina, parang I'm looking up to him na nagtuturo sa amin paano ba i-handle yung pagiging dev shop pati startup at the same time. So, yeah, I'm looking for people like that na asking questions, paano maghanap kliyente, how do we make this sustainable for us rin. So, yeah.
Okay. I think we can go to the impact and vision.
Okay, proceed na ako siguro sa impact and vision. I think, skip ko na to sa first question. How do you measure the impact of your products or technology sa communities?
We really want na tumaas ang revenue ng farmers. Essentially, yumaman sila, magkaroon sila ng extra spending for them, and magkaroon ng leeway na hindi sila masasakal ng mga utang, ng mga additional costs na kailangan nilang bayaran. So, yeah, that's the main thought of process that we have para sa farmers.
Okay, so next question. Where do you envision Staple to be 5 years from now?
5 years, tagal niyan. Silicon Valley, but hindi nga. Pero seryoso, we want to dream high. So why not? Silicon Valley, tara. Yun na lang. Yun sagot ka dyan.
Okay, sige. Last question for the impact and vision. Looking further ahead, since nabanggit na rin kanina yung sa 5 years from now, what's your long-term vision for tech-driven agriculture in the Philippines?
More on something na I'm hoping that will happen soon. It's just all the tech-driven agriculture in the Philippines is magtulungan. Kasi meron kami mga kakilala, like tech agriculture rin. For example, sila Jillian. Sa upscale rin, right? Sila Jillian. So, we want to help them, help each other out. Wag yung puro mag-compete versus each other. It's just, we want to have partnership, mawa with them para matulungan namin yung agriculture industry on the long run. Kasi for now, if mag-aaway pa kami, lalong hindi okay yung agriculture industry. So, I want sana in the future na people like us could help each other out para, matulungan natin yung main problem ng agriculture dito sa Pilipinas.
So yeah. Collaboration more than competition.
Collaboration more than competition, yes.
Alright. So, we can, nasa last part na tayo about sa reflections na. So, ayun. So, what key lessons would you share with aspiring tech entrepreneurs?
Key lesson, aspiring tech entrepreneurs. One, okay lang yung hindi ka motivated, okay lang yung nafe-feel mo na gusto mo nang itigil. To okay lang yung valid lahat yun kasi mahirap talaga siya na gusto ko at any moment. But ang gusto ko lang sabihin, pag sumuko ka, for sure, for us, kasi, for sure, kapag sumuko ka, pagsisisihan namin to eh. So, we want to give the best shot that we have. That's why, lumapit na kami kung kanino. Don't be afraid on asking questions. Kahit kanino, for example, meron ka nakilala sa network event, you can just chat na lang, ask for advice, mentor's advice, or better yet, find an incubation program na rin na bagay sa inyo. So, yeah, you can do only so much pag mag-isa ka. You need to find people, co-founders na alam nila yung gusto mo, naniniwala sila sa gusto mo, and then you need to find people na willing to support you guys. Mentors, incubation programs na para matulungan kayo kasi mahirap siya na mag-isa talaga. Yun.
Okay. So nabanggit mo about sa motivation kanina, diba? So how do you stay motivated when things get difficult?
For us?
For your group? Dumating ka ba sa point na, okay, Titignan na natin to.
Hindi naman. For us kasi, kakaiba grupo namin kapag stress na stress kami. Marunong nag-sparring kami. Like, sapakan.
Sa kakaiba talaga.
Nagsasapakan kami ng mga empleyado ko, tapos sasabihin ko, babawasan ko sweldo mo. So, things like that na, kung ano yung trip niyong gawin, yun ang sa amin. We want to, move around, sparring, drinking coffee. Rin, kapag gabi, stroll lang, like driving on the, punta Tagaytay, punta saan. Pero yung recent namin napasukan, MMA eh. So, kapag stress kami, taral, hamba lang. Okay.
Alright, so if you could describe your entrepreneurial journey in one word, so what would it be and why?
One word?
Yeah.
One word? Wait lang, pwede ba magbukas ng dictionary? One word, entrepreneur. Hectic?
Hectic.
So,
parang
ang gulo. Ang promise ang gulo. Pero, if you do it at a step, one step at a time, on a slow progress, yung pagiging hectic na yun, it all pans out naman at the end. Kaya kami andito ngayon, essentially.
May follow-up question ako. Since kakagraduate mo lang, diba? So, bakit hindi mo naisip na pumasok ka lang sa isang malaking IT company?
Pumasok na ako.
Okay.
Nagka-day job ako. AI engineer ako.
AI engineer. And then what happened? We found this big client sa startup. And yeah, it's either we do this startup na pangarap namin, good money na binibigay. Versus tong corporate 8 to 5 kami na komportable lang. Like, hindi, like, nakukulong kami. Ayun yung mindset. Medyo kulang. Sabi namin, dito magpakahirap tayo. Ginusto natin yan. So, gusto nyo yung para talagang independent and then walang nag-dictate.
Yes. So, ayun talaga. Startup kami.
Yun lang naman.
Yun lang. Okay.